Hola, ¿cómo está? Welcome to the TNT Boys podcast. I'm Kale. This is Sam. How we doing?
Doing all right, Kale. How about you?
Doing all right. I had a stomach ache from hell last night.
That
Yeah,
sucks.
I was trying to frame some walls in my house too. And I was like, "Oh, here comes a fart." Yeah, don't
Damn,
worry.
that sucks.
I didn't shit my pants or
You
anything.
shit your pants?
No, no. um,
What'd you eat? What,
like,
what did you eat that happened? That
uh,
made that happen?
you see, when your significant other is out of town, you have the chance to eat whatever you want. She don't like McDonald's, so I got McDonald's.
There you go. What'd you get?
Um, just a double quarter pounder, and that's it.
And then gas, the gas explosion started, huh?
Yeah.
Mm.
So Sam, what are we doing today?
We're talking about the Super Bowl. Yay!
Yes. So this should
It
like,
was such a good game, like just it'll go down in history as one of the best Super Bowls we've ever seen.
yeah. This is probably gonna cover who you got for us, and I guess we'll announce
Yep.
what we're planning
This
on
is going to
doing.
be a regular TNT boy episode combined with the Who You Got.
Yes, sir. Um,
What are you going to do about it? Nothing.
we're just gonna recap basically season two a little bit, kind of just share our thoughts, what we
Yes.
expect for next year, and yada yada yada, so on
Yeah.
and so forth. Typical end of the year shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Um, I think this year was. Well, I got that Super Bowl. Never mind. My bad. Super Bowl. I ain't gonna lie. I watched about the halftime show and then tuned out. Because of score wise. Huh? You gonna? I can't hear you, Sam. I can't hear you talk. Sam, we can't hear you talk.
Mm,
I'm so sorry. My button muted my fucking I'm leaving this in there.
no, yeah, leave it in. Leave it in. It'll be
I was
funny.
like, Sam, you're not talking. Sam. Um,
You should have heard me. I was like, oh, Kale, I lost him. I can't hear him. Oh, no.
blooper. Anyway, what I was saying was, I only watched until about after the halftime show, and that was it. We watched the movie after that. Um, once I saw them kind of just the way they were doing it, being very explosive, I just knew this game was just gonna be all egos. Go Eagles. Um,
Yeah, go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna say, I mean, I think it's crazy that people thought that the Chiefs were just gonna stomp the Eagles. Like, I'll be honest, the Chiefs, they're a good team, but not that great this year.
Yeah, no, I never thought the Chiefs were going to stomp them. I was hoping for a good game. Um, I was kind of pulling for the Chiefs just because I think it would have been cool to see them three-peat. It's something we've never seen done before in the Super Bowl era. Um, but the Eagles showed up, man. They wanted it more. They showed up. They played hard, and they were the better team that day. And Mahomes was running for his life all day long. That offensive line of theirs it was like when they played the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl, 4 years ago. And it was the same scenario. Mahomes was running for his life. His receivers were dropping passes,
Oh
and
man,
Jalen
it
Hurts.
kind of seemed like they finally decided to go like, "Hey, Worthy, get out there," and he kept making some good plays, and I don't know why
Yeah,
they,
yeah.
I don't know, and
I don't
even
know. It was
yeah,
towards the end. towards the end, it was the Eagles were they're putting in their backups, and they were kind of running a prevent style defense, and the Chiefs got some long bombs, but the game was over at that point, man. And I think Kelsey, his heart's not in it 100% anymore. I really think it's time for him to walk
I
away,
think
and I
he's
think
gonna. Yeah, I think he's
the
gonna
Chiefs gave
retire
him a deadline.
till
They
March.
gave him a deadline to make his decision. Yeah, so Noah Gray, man, he's been waiting in the wings. So I think he's probably the next man up there in Kansas City at tight end. But I don't think it would hurt for them to go out and get a true number one receiver to help out Mahomes a little bit.
Yeah, I mean it's.
But
I think Xavier could be the number one if he could. They can just give him the ball more.
he could. They need to design more plays for him. He's a little small to be a number one, in my opinion. Like he's just kind of a stick. Like Tyreek Hill's small, but he's built. It's different. Um, who else? They have a. I think Rasheed Rice once he's back. He got
Yeah,
hurt this year. People
yeah.
people forget about Rasheed Rice, and then they went out and got D Hop during the season. I thought that would change some things, but it didn't really.
I
I
think
think
that I
he's
don't
also
know.
getting
I don't know. He
old.
kind of seems like he's getting a little washed.
He does a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. But I will say this: I'm happy for the Eagles. I'm happy for Jalen Hurts. I'm happy for Saquon Barkley. Um, and really, this kind of instills back in the league, like again, the value of the running back position. Um, you have the best running back in the league this year on a new team, and they went and won the Super Bowl, and he was the main primary difference, even though Jalen Hurts won the MVP. The Chiefs, they kept Barkley in check. They kept Barkley in check, but
It didn't seem like he
that
got a
made it
lot of the
so
ball as much people thought, but
that,
I'll be honest,
that made it
That
so
Chiefs run defense is pretty good.
that made it so Jalen Hurts could make more plays, though. I
But
mean,
it's funny. They everyone talked about how the Chiefs defense coordinator is like this greatest coach or anything, which he's still a great defense coach, don't get me wrong.
Spagnolo, yeah.
Yeah. They must have jinxed it right away. He started just getting the shit like rocked.
No, Jalen Hurts though he even shut up some of the haters, like
Oh yeah.
saying he can't throw the ball. He gets a lot of the same hate that a Lamar Jackson does. Like
Yes.
they call him a running back. He can run, he can't throw, whatever, all this stuff. He can't, but he just won the Super Bowl, man, and he's elite or Super Bowl MVP, and he's one of the best in the game right now. I mean, definitely. I'd say I might go as far to say he might be the best quarterback in the NFC right now.
He faced a lot of criticism this year, and I remember at the beginning of the year, everyone's like, "Oh, the Eagles need to draft a new quarterback. Jalen Hurts is not good." They
Yeah.
struggled at first, but now look, they're Super Bowl champions.
There,
So
there was some talk last offseason that Kenny Pickett was going to steal Jalen Hurts' starting spot away. Like Jalen Hurts is a little undersized. He doesn't have the arm talent of some of these other quarterbacks, but the dude's a leader, the dude's a competitor, and he knows how to win. And at the end of the day, that's what you want in your quarterback.
yeah. Um. So yeah, moving on from the Super Bowl. I mean, it was a great game, I guess. um. Let's
So,
go. Let's go
yes,
ahead and let's just talk about how next year might shape up to be. What do we expect, and you know, what should we see?
should we start with our favorite teams?
Yes.
I'll start with my Packers. I think number one, go out and get a dominant edge rusher. There's been rumors of Max Crosby trading for him. Josh
There's
Jacobs
rumors
has
for
been
ours
recruiting
too.
him hard. Josh Jacobs has been recruiting Max Crosby hard, both being former Raiders, because Crosby's probably going to want out of there to go pursue a ring with an actual contender. Um, but I've heard rumors of possibly Miles Garrett or whoever else. But I'd be okay with the Max Crosby. If we trade Jair Alexander, who's just been kind of a diva this past year, and we need to go
Yeah,
out and get a true number one wide receiver too. I just think I didn't know this. I saw a stat the other day. Green Bay led the league in drops last year, like receiver
that
drops.
don't surprise me. We saw how much
And
Wicks
so
dropped.
people shit on Jordan Love for his accuracy, but he had a lot of drop passes, and I just think if he had a true number one guy up there that is reliable and has the hands, runs good routes,
Well,
I think that would change a lot.
do
That
you
would
do
change
you think it goes back
dramatically.
to the wide receiver coach too?
Possibly. I don't know. It could be a scheme thing, but I think having the veteran presence of a like a stud receiver like a T Higgins or a even if we did bring back Devontae Adams or something like that, I think it would help. But I saw another thing is because of all those drops, Jordan Love was near the bottom of the league in completion percentage near Will Levis. But if those but if not even a full percentage of those were completed, he would have been like towards the top five, but they were dropped. So it just goes to show, man, quarterbacks get the blame for their stats, but a lot of times it's because of drops, or it's because of tip passes that turn into interceptions. And I'm not saying Jordan Love is free of faults. Like he's definitely, this year showed it that he has a lot of learning and growing to do. But I still think he's the guy. I still think he has a lot of talent, and I still think a true number one receiver is, I think, what he needs to really take him to that next level. It did it for Josh Allen. Josh Allen didn't become the Josh Allen we know and love until he had a Stephon Diggs for at least a few years.
Now,
You know,
don't forget.
I,
You say you guys need a number one receiver. Debo is looking for a trade.
I did see that too. Um, I don't know. I also see Seattle is looking to trade DK as well, and I've heard the Rams are looking to trade Cooper Cup. So there's definitely guys out there. I'm not sold on Cooper Cup. I think he's kind of flash in the pan, and I've said that before. I like Debo. I would love to have Debo in Green Bay, but I don't really look at him as like a true number one receiver, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like I look at him as a versatile playmaker. He can do everything. He can line up out wide. He can line up in the slot. He can play running back and he can run physical. He's a big dude and he's fast. He's just someone you can put all over the field. And I like that. It adds versatility to your offense. But I don't think he's like that true number one that you're going to put up on the outside on the team's best corner, and he's going to either beat them or draw attention away from the other guys. I think you need. My favorite would be to go after T. Higgins personally. I think I would love to see Devontae Adams back in Green Bay, but I just think he's getting up there in age, and I think T. Higgins he's quite a bit younger, and he's had experience with a good offense with a good quarterback with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase on the other side, and it'd be an opportunity for him to go be that number one and get that big money he's looking for too.
Yeah. Um. Are you done with the Packers and stuff, or you want to keep talking more about it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's pretty much what I think is a good defensive edge rusher and a true number one wide receiver.
Um. Detroit Lions, my team. I think we need to start looking at backup quarterbacks a little bit more. Um. We're running back game is part of.
You can't have Malik Willis. You can't have him.
Okay. I mean Hendon Hooker. We haven't seen much. We've seen him in the preseason, but um, he still also makes a
You
little
guys, you guys keeping Teddy B?
if he wants to. I think he's just there to help Hendon Hooker. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Um. Anyway, running back. I think we're good there. Offensive line. I think we're good there. Um. Receiver wise, Be nice if we can go out and get somebody. A lot of people thought maybe Cooper Cup, but I'm like, nah, we don't really need Cooper Cup. And then when we talk about the Rams, or when we get a chance to talk about other teams, I have something. I have an opinion about that. Um,
The Rams?
yeah, about McVay. Um,
Okay.
anyway, uh, defensive wise, we need to upgrade our backs a little bit more. Our defensive backs and safeties. Get rid of fucking Vildor. I fucking cannot stand Vidor. I cannot. Um, defensive line. When you say Max Crosby, um, there's possibilities that he might come to Detroit, which he has. He's from Michigan, so that might hurt your guys' chance a little bit. Um,
Nah, Josh Jacobs is recruiting him. We're good.
yeah, okay. Anyway,
Former Raider, former teammates, dog.
from Detroit, he's a Detroit. He's actually a Detroit fan.
Okay.
Anyway, um,
We'll see. We'll see what
anyway,
happens.
anyway, anyway, um, it's not Miles Garrett, but I think we have a lot of cap space for him. If not, we got Zadarius Smith. Hutchinson will be back. Linebacker group. I hope Alex Anzalone stays, doesn't go to the Jets. What are you shaking your head for?
Yeah. Well, when you said Zadarius Smith and then Aiden Hutchinson's coming back, I'm like, yeah, you guys don't need another edge rusher. You guys are set.
Yeah,
You don't need Max
I
Crosby.
know,
You don't
but
need Miles Garrett. You
I
got
know.
the guys.
It's
We got
just
Rashawn Gary, who's okay. We need another one. We need an elite.
then we got Liam McNeil. We're just missing a few pieces, but what's gonna hurt is we're gonna see these new coaches coming in. That left mostly with Aaron Glenn or Ben Johnson. Um, so things are gonna be interesting. We're gonna see if how Dan Campbell does without them. I think it's gonna hurt offensively like a lot. Defensively, coach wise, maybe, but I don't see Aaron Glenn doing very well in New York Jets. So
Why?
he's when he was in Detroit, his first couple of years were not great, but he
So
finally,
if what's that? But he got a head coaching job.
yeah. But I'm saying I personally don't think he's a great coach.
All right. Watch the Jets make the playoffs this year.
But I could say that because maybe it's because we had certain players that don't know what the hell they're doing, or
I think Ben Johnson might not be a great head coach.
I'm a little iffy on him.
Like he's a great play caller and he knows offense, but you need to have a certain level of leadership and attitude to be a head coach.
You don't think he has that?
Some sort of like moxie, that dog. You have
I
to have that dog mentality.
I think next year the NFC North is going to be again competitive,
It will
uh, very
probably,
much. Um,
yeah.
as for the rest of the NFL, what I was going to say about the Rams, it's kind of crazy to me that to see that the Giants might want to trade for Matthew Stafford because the Rams possibly want that third pick for a new quarterback. But to me, that feels like that's a Sean McVay call. Once again, here we are, Jared Goff 2.0 with the guy that got traded for Jared Goff, who's going to possibly be traded to the Giants for a pick. It's like I feel like McVay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I if it make I feel like
But see,
McVay is probably influencing these fucking trades and shit. That I don't know.
I don't see why Stafford would even want to go to the Giants though.
No, that's just
Like,
the Rams wanting to get that pick though. He won't have a choice.
right. I get that, but it's like, I don't know. Why would they do that, man? Like Stafford is one of the oldest quarterbacks in the league. And at that age, you're wanting to go to contenders, man. Like you're not going to rebuild.
Yeah,
Like if I was Stafford and they traded me to the Giants, I would just fucking retire.
yeah. But knowing him, he probably won't.
Probably not. I mean,
Um,
He's got Malik Neighbors to work with, I guess. If he does get traded there, that's it.
Yep. Uh,
I mean, Wandale Robinson, Darius Slayton.
um, Speaking of retirement, I really think Aaron's not going to play next year.
So that's that. I obviously it's been kind of big story. The Jets are for sure moving on without Aaron Rodgers going into next season. And I think he's got three options: A, retire; two, Vikings; three,
Titans
Steelers.
or Titans. You got to add Titans in there.
I wouldn't put Titans because they're not built to win.
I know, but
Again, it's a situation where he's, he's old. He's the oldest quarterback in the league, oldest player in the league right now. Oh, I've heard 49ers maybe too,
why would he go to the 49ers?
because he grew up a Niners fan and he says,
I get that, but
I now this might have just been a meme, but it said something where he wants to finish where it should have started. And what he means is back in the 2005 draft, Alex Smith got taken first overall to the Niners over Aaron Rodgers.
yeah.
And he probably feels like looking back, obviously, Aaron Rodgers had a way better career than Alex Smith and
Oh,
should have been the
Alex
number one
Smith.
overall
Alex
pick.
Smith was just very unfortunate.
Yeah, but again, and Aaron
I
Rodgers
think
probably
he
would have.
was. I think he was a decent quarterback in Kansas City until they got Patrick Mahomes, and then changed everything. Which,
Yeah,
and we all know that
but
went
he
down.
didn't, he didn't accomplish near the amount of that Aaron accomplished.
No,
But anyway, Aaron also had the luxury of sitting 3 years behind a legend, Brett Favre. But I don't know. I've heard Niners, but I don't think it'll happen because Brock Purdy's their guy, right?
right. That's what I'm saying.
Like, I don't think I don't think they would let. I don't think Brock would want to sit a year to let Aaron come in. Would they? I don't know. Maybe they would.
I don't think they would.
Like a 1 year deal. Like, here you go, Aaron. Like, here's your
I'm
offense. You got Christian McCaffrey. You
pretty
got
sure
the best
it's
tight end you've ever worked with, George Kittle. You've got Ayuk. Debo's probably out of town, but you got Jawan Jennings. You got Ricky Pearsall. You got some dogs on that offense.
well. Here's the
Go win a
thing.
Super Bowl.
If they did that, Brock Purdy can walk because I think he's in. This is his negotiation this summer.
Or maybe Purdy sees it as an opportunity. Like, sit 1 year and learn 1 year from Aaron Rodgers and then regain your starting position the very next season.
Right.
But I don't know if he'd want to do that. I don't know. I mean, I think Purdy's done enough in his career so far that he should at least get a shot to compete with Aaron if
Right.
they brought him in. But I don't know. Brock Purdy seems to be their guy, so that's why I've heard the Steelers might be moving off of Russ and Justin Fields,
That's what I seen too.
and he could go to Pittsburgh, and they're built to win. They have a defense. They have some guys on offense. The
I'm gonna say
Vikings are
they're the dark horse pick for sure.
well, and
Um,
then it's like imagine Aaron going to the Steelers. Then you got Aaron, Lamar, and Joe Burrow in the same division. That would be pretty crazy. But also the Vikings is an interesting situation because obviously it would complete the prophecy, right? That's what Favre did.
yep.
But they're probably moving off Sam Darnold.
But
They're not going to
You
pay
know
him
what? I think the
what
Vikings
he earned.
are a contender. I hate to admit it, but the Vikings can be a contender.
They are a contender. They totally are.
Um, so
And that's coming from two other NFC North fans, but they're probably moving off Darnold. Darnold's probably going to sign a bigger contract somewhere else. I've heard rumblings of the Raiders.
uh,
Okay, he's going to he's going to go crash out somewhere else. He's not, but I don't. They might not think JJ McCarthy is ready, and then they bring in Aaron to again, it's a good situation. They've got a loaded offense, they got a good defense, and you plug in a guy like Aaron at QB. I would hate it. I would hate it seeing him in a purple Vikings uniform, but Favre did the same thing, and I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I'm thinking one, I do think he should retire, but also the Steelers and the Vikings are the other two most likely. I've heard rumblings of other teams like the Niners and then some other teams that just aren't like they're not built to win right now. So why would he go to a team that's not already built to win? It doesn't make sense. Dude's 41, going to be 42, I think. You know, his prime days are behind him.
Yeah. So like, let's move on to the coaches side. Which coach do you think you? Which coach are you excited to see? The new ones.
Pete Carroll with the Raiders might be interesting.
Yeah.
See if he can get now. We talked about loaded divisions. The AFC West is loaded with some coaching talent now because you obviously got Andy Reid and the Chiefs. You got Jim Harbaugh in
Which
LA.
honestly, I wouldn't
You
be
got
surprised if he retired out of nowhere this offseason. Andy Reid.
Andy Reid?
Yeah.
Nah, nah.
I don't know.
He ain't retiring. He ain't retiring anytime soon. Bet on that. Um, Jim Harbaugh, Sean Payton, and now you got Pete Carroll. All four guys in the same division. That's crazy.
Yeah. Which coach do you think is
Um,
gonna do hot this year?
which coach do I think isn't going to do hot?
Yeah.
Probably Liam Cohen in Jacksonville.
Duval.
Dude, that was so cringy when that first exploded on the internet. But
Duval.
who knows? Who knows? Maybe he knows ball. Maybe he puts together a winning culture in Jacksonville. The players buy into it. You know, speaking of Jacksonville, I've actually heard rumblings of Trevor
Oh,
Lawrence
Trevor
potentially getting
Lawrence.
traded to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's what I saw the other day too.
I heard something about that. That would be crazy.
That'd be a good fresh
They
start
do
for
have
him.
Mac, they do have Mac Jones too, so he could potentially get a chance to start if they trade Trevor.
Yeah, it should be a good year.
Unless they unless they trade quarterback for quarterback and they get Russ or Fields out of it.
I think this year's gonna be a good. Our next year is gonna be a good year. I think it'd be a good, solid year of football again, like this year was.
Yeah, I would say between a coach that's not going to do hot, I would say either, like I said, Liam Cohen or Brian Schottenheimer with the Cowboys.
Yeah, forgot about Cowboys.
Never, no head coaching experience, and he was the OC for them last year, and he didn't even do the play calling. Mike McCarthy did,
That makes a lot of
but
sense.
his dad was a pretty good head coach,
Yeah.
Marty Schottenheimer.
Um.
So I don't know.
So, you want to go ahead and let's talk about what we are planning on doing instead of hot or hot. Wow. Who you got for since there's no football?
What are we doing?
Um.
I don't know.
Remember what I told you about the vault?
Oh yeah, yeah, the vault. So we're talking about like old school like teams, like
Any sport.
seasons and whatnot.
I think it'd be any sport.
Any sport.
We can go in blind.
Yeah.
We can go in, like we know it, and you know what I mean. I think it'd be fun. Um.
Yeah.
So right now, the reason why I said I was framing walls, I'm actually working on framing the area that we're gonna record in my basement. Sam knows how my basement is. There's a bar and everything down there, pool table, whatever. Just trying to make it more accommodating, I guess. Um.
You're welcome for that pool table.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, it should be a good little idea. Get reactions. It won't be like podcast episodes. You just be sitting there reacting to it could be from what's it called? Sports seasons to players getting released or what it could be anything. Hell,
Players' careers.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a little interesting thing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it'll be
Um,
fun. I think it'll be a nice change of pace, something different with football season being done. This first Sunday without football today. Kind of sad.
yeah. Well, we got the XFL now, which
UFL.
UFL, XFL.
Because the XFL and USFL merged,
Yep,
and now it's just the UFL.
yep.
Cool. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say we can learn, but we don't know nothing about the teams.
I mean, I know Adrian Martinez was like the Pat Mahomes of the league last year.
Yeah, but he's in the practice squad now
That
for the
was,
Jets.
yeah, I know, but still, that was cool to see. Former Husker freaking dominating in a semi-pro league at quarterback.
Yeah,
Yeah. I will say this though. This is kind of unrelated, a little off topic, but kind of diving into my realm of expertise in the fitness industry. Sam Sulek competed in his first bodybuilding contest,
oh yeah,
and he got first place. He won overall. He won in his division and won overall in the classic physique. So, um, yeah, kind of, kind of something people have been wanting to see for a while is him actually compete. And now he's going to compete at the Arnold, I think, at the end of this month and try to get his pro card.
yeah. Um, Trying to think what else we could talk about. If not, I mean that pretty much be sums it up.
Yeah,
Unless you have anything else you want to talk about, it don't matter to me.
I got nothing, man.
All right, why don't you go ahead and close this out?
Thanks for watching TNT Boys podcast. Glad to have you. Talk about the Super Bowl, NFL, football, and anything else me and Kale like to jibber jabber about. It's all a bunch of nonsense anyway. Um, don't forget to check out Agent Life and all their wonderful people over there and all those awesome podcasts they got going on. And we'll see you next time. Peace out. Bye.